Hey everyone, we've seen all your comments about wanting to see the upgrades we've made to the YouTube studio and which vehicles we got in the garage here. Well, today's the day. Let's jump into it. We're gonna start out with the upgrades to the studio, and then we're gonna jump to what vehicles we have here in the garage. If you're here to see the vehicles, scroll to the end, you can find it out there. But if we're starting off here, one of the first major upgrades we've made here is we've actually worked with Viper to grab one of these Viper carts and a few of the chairs here. Well, you might only see JC and I on camera most of the time, but we actually have a whole team of us here. So having chairs that are gonna make it a lot easier to be cleaning the vehicles, going around, getting the shots we need was a major improvement for us than sitting on those buckets before. So that was a big welcomed addition to the studio. We actually set a goal that when we hit 5,000 subs, we were able to get the Viper stuff. So we were super happy to get that stuff in here. We got the fully loaded cart here. This has been super helpful for doing demonstrations for you guys. Thing is built like a tank. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could just throw this off our building and it would still be in one piece. And jumping down to the low pro chair here, this is one of our favorites. You can pop the top off and use it as a kneeling pad if you need to. It's also just a perfect height for cleaning wheels, things like that. So that's one of our favorites. Quick height chair adjustments. And again, if you haven't seen a Viper chair, I don't know what rock you're living under, but these things are built tough. They're awesome. Got the different height ones for working with the cart, or also coming back to here, we have our stainless steel table where we like to do some of our presentations to make it nice and clean and easy for you guys to see what we're working with if we're trying to work on something close by. Also just nice for, I mean, we can clean floor mats and stuff on top of that cart or on top of here. We PPF'd this, so this is nice and smooth, and wish we PPF'd it before we put some scratches on the top, but learned that lesson pretty quick and decided to PPF the top of this. Moving on over to our cabinet system here. We still got to PPF this one, so that one's why we still have this protective coating on top of here, because we don't want to scratch it like that one. But we got this whole cabinet set up in that stainless steel tabletop from Car Supply's warehouse over there. It's the New Age Bold 3.0 series, I believe it is. It's perfect for us because it gives us all of the storage that we need to store not only our chemicals, but our accessories and towels and things like that. Because if you're a detailer and you're working in a garage, you would know that, I mean, overspray happens from vehicles with like a pressure washer, and last thing you want is that getting all over your towels or contaminating them with dust. So being able to store all this kind of stuff inside here keeps it away from the dust, keeps it away from overspraying water and things like that. Keeps it nice and organized, so that was a major addition. Got the Ego blower in there. If you haven't tried that, the 765 GSM, CPM, I believe it is. Those things throw out some wind, and if you can dry a car pretty quick with one of those. In this cabinet here, we have all of our aerosols, trigger sprayers, everything we kind of need access to, a good supply of it here. Also have the polishers down below. Keep them in the bags, because a lot of times we're traveling with this stuff, taking to other locations, so it's kind of convenient just to keep those in the bag ready to go. We have a Mark III dual action polisher. We also have a rotary polisher in there. We have the, I think it's a HLR 75, the 3-inch hybrid mini one that's like forced rotation dual action polisher there. I don't know why that was so hard for me to get out, but those are some of our favorites we've used here, so we keep those ones close by. Moving on over to, we have some top cabinets we still have to mount up here, but as you can see, we have a old Ford model, is that T? I believe it's that's what it is. Peter's gonna know all the vehicles a lot better, so he'll be able to walk you through all that. But we're eventually gonna mount a wall right here so we can mount those cabinets up, have the top cabinets. This setup usually has these cabinets with the top cabinet as well, but still in progress. We'll keep you updated on how that goes. Down in here, I don't know if we should show it or not, but maybe blur it out, Brett. We keep some extra applicators, and up top here, there's a lot of competitor products. I mean, you wouldn't think, I mean, we have our own chemical company. Why the heck do we have competitor products in here as well? Well, if you want to be on the cutting edge, you got to see what's out there. You got to test what's out there. So that's just a little bit. We have a whole closet full of other people's stuff that we test out to make sure, is our stuff working up to spec as others? Is there something in the market where there's a gap that we could probably be fixing? So believe it or not, we do use a lot of competitor products in here, constantly testing those to make sure that we're right on that cutting edge of innovating products for you guys. Moving on, we have the drawers here. We have clay bars. These are the applicator sponges for our glass stripper. We go through quite a bit of those. Got ceramic coating applicators, gloves, brushes, a bunch of stuff there. This one we got wet and dry sanding kit, tape, scan grip light, a paint depth gauge. This is more of a junk drawer catch-all. Got an extra wheel brush, some extra brushes here, applicators, things like that. In the bottom, we keep a bunch of our pads for our polishers and a good stock of them. So that way when we're testing, we like to take the variable out of like using reused pads to take any chance of there being any kind of residue or anything like that. So if we're testing a polish, we like to use a brand new pad every time to just try and control that variable of new pad versus used pad or anything like that. So got quite a stack of Rupes pads in here. Over the PPF that's going to go on top of here, and we got a heat gun that we're probably going to use for that PPF. Still building out a lot of space for these cabinets because, like I said, we got to have the top ones mounted still. So this is recent addition to us this summer, so we're still organizing, building things out. What we used to have before that was just this cabinet system. It did the job, but we ran out of room quick with it, so we're still refilling that thing with other stuff. Got the beads rack here from Matt over there at Beads. Holds up the cans, presents them nicely. We love that thing. Also got a bunch of stainless steel shelving here just to try and display the products that we're using. So it's in the backdrop of the vehicle or of all of our YouTube videos so people can see. I mean, a lot of people thought for a while that like, oh, Stoner, you guys got invisible glass, or oh, you got trim shine. They don't realize how many different SKUs we have. This is 5% of what we make. I mean, there's a ton of different SKUs that we make. These are just some of the most popular ones, so we keep them here that are handy to grab. A bunch of refill ones for Moabs. We got to refill these suckers up. We go through quite a bit of Moab around here, and up top, just some 5 gallons of all-purpose cleaner and things like that. The lights up top, probably gonna wash out the shot by showing them, but those are another addition we got from Car Supply's warehouse. This garage is pretty large, tall ceilings, and it's kind of hard to get good lighting onto the vehicle. Those were a pretty cost-effective way of being able to get some lighting down on the vehicle so you guys can see what we're talking about when we're pointing out like fine scratches and things like that. Of course, the professional lighting that we have for the YouTube videos. Watch your step on these, Brett. We got the Metrovac vacuum blower. We don't really use it as a blower. We just use it as a vacuum, but sucker puts out some horsepower here. It's great for vacuuming. Got the additional tips we have on here, long hose. Moving on to the pressure washer setup. So I'm trying to keep this quick for you guys so it's not boring you to death on all the different setups, but we got the Cox reel. This thing's been awesome for us. 50-foot hose on it. This gives us plenty of space around. These things are really built well. When we built all the stuff here, we kind of wanted stuff that, I mean, you're building it once, you pay once, you cry once, and it's done right. So we got the Cox reels, the high pressure hoses with the MTM quick release for, we have the Obsessed Garage. Oh, still had some water in it. Pressure handle here. So a nice little setup, another holder from Beads. And if you see anything in here and you want to know what brand it is or what size it is or anything like that, let us know in the comments down below. We can give you the specs and everything we built out. When we first built this, we put the pressure washer up top here. It's just an active 2.0. But we tried doing some AMSR videos at one point, and it was just washing out the sound so bad. So we just blew a hole through the wall, and we run the active pressure washers just inside there. It's a pretty boring closet, so we'll skip that. But it keeps the sound down quite a bit for us when we're trying to do shots with the pressure washer still going. We got the MTM foam cannons, a little holder for that from Beads as well. Those are pretty nice. We have multi spigot here, one that goes to the pressure washer in there. We got a bucket filler, and this one just goes to a regular hose that we're trying to simulate somebody washing something in an area where they don't have a pressure washer. Pretty boring, but just normal organization for brushes and brooms and things like that. Some extra switch tracks flooring in the back there. One of the last things, we have these detail guards. You put them underneath the tire. If you haven't used them, I've seen some people take like a tennis ball, stick it under a tire too. So when you're going with the high pressure hose behind a tire, it doesn't get caught, it just glides super nice. These things are so, I mean, they're cheap, they're simple, and man, they save you a lot of hassle when you're going around a car with a high pressure hose so you're not constantly trying to get hung up. So another little tidbit thing that works out really good for us. I think that's about all for like the, just the little upgrades we made around here. We got bucket dollies and things like that, but it's all stuff you've seen before. So I'm gonna pass it over to Peter, who's gonna walk through what vehicles we have in the garage. I think that's probably the more interesting part that you guys are looking forward to seeing to kind of give you a little bit of a tour, because he's a general manager here. We're at our award-winning restoration shop, Horsepower. So this is kind of a test area that we test a lot of our Stoner Car Care products at. They do like concours level restorations, and this is like a side area that our YouTube studio storage area. So we're gonna go over, grab Peter. He knows all these cars inside and out, and we'll give you a tour.
Thanks, Rich. So like you said, I'm Peter Taraborelli. I'm the general manager of Horsepower Enterprises, and we are here in the Stoner studio as well as our storage building. We've got everything in here, from this MGTD that is a family heirloom all the way to this recently restored Maserati Bora. This thing is one of my favorite cars that's in here. It feels like an absolute couch when you get inside. You really do lay down and lay back when you're in this thing, but you are also sitting on top of the engine, which is a really cool shot. We also have more modern cars like this Z06 Corvette, and in between it, so you go from more modern to classic. We've got a Camaro over here. This Euro spec BMW M3 is actually in here for storage, just came back this weekend, so you can see it needs to be detailed, needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it is all Euro'd out. So this is a really unique combination of options. Over here, we've got a Porsche 928. This one is also a driver, so this one does go out from time to time. Most of these cars do. Over here, this Pontiac Catalina is also one of my favorites. This is a relatively rare car that came from the factory as a stock race car. Heater delete, AC delete, everything that they could delete out of this thing, they deleted just to make this factory 4-speed really, really sing and go fast. If you take a look at the wheels, they're actually 8-lug, they're all aluminum. The hood is aluminum, the frame supports are aluminum, all sorts of stuff is aluminum on this car, making it very easy to dent, but also extremely lightweight. Are you ready for this one? Oh, yeah, baby! If you follow me back through here, we've got all sorts of cars. I'm not even sure what this one is under here, I forget. Oh, I remember that one. That one's just a Chrysler. We've got a Mercedes-Benz down here. Here is a Ferrari underneath a Studebaker. All of these, of course, have the drip pans that are in place so that we're not dripping on the cars beneath it. We do have some celebrity vehicles in here that we are not allowed to talk about, but I will talk about this over here. This is actually a rare Ford. This car is, what's really unique about this is that it's got a documented history as a police vehicle. So this one actually has this really cool stoplight on here. Here's something you don't see every day. This car even has a built-in clock. You can hear it ticking. It works just like a regular little wristwatch or pocket watch of the day. And then it just slides up here and clips into the mirror. Everything in here works. We keep all of these cars on tenders. So if somebody wants to come in and borrow this, say the owner wants to use this for a parade, all he has to do is give us a little bit of a heads up and we'll have it out, ready, detailed, and ready to roll for him pretty quickly. Okay, let's look over here. Chrysler 300, one of 96 built. If this had factory AC, it would have been one of about 30. But even still, this Chrysler is really, really cool. What I love is some of the absolute really neat little details that you see on some of these cars. Like when this car starts up, this actually lights up. So I'll show you that later. This is just a really cool, unique interior. It is another factory 4-speed car, so it's no frills, just speed. I even love the integrated tack in the center column here. Coming down through here, we have some daily drivers. So when folks come with their daily drivers, they swap them out, drive their classics, leave their other cars here. Over here in this wonderful Hugger orange, we have this Z28 Camaro. Now, what's really neat about this one is that it is a factory 302 Rally Sport. It has the hideaway headlights, but the color combination is really unique. So not only do you have the Hugger orange, but you have the houndstooth interior, and this thing is mint condition. Absolutely a blast to drive and just a very happy car when it's running down the road. Of course, not everything that we have in here is a $1 million vehicle. Some of them are just unique options. or they have a really cool history behind them. So this Cadillac is actually not made anymore, and these are V10, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but this thing is an absolute beast for a station wagon. When this thing starts up, it's one of those cars that really rumbles, and it just surprises you to hear that kind of noise coming from a station wagon. It's not as loud and eye-catching as the Blackwing that we have in here usually, but it's still pretty cool. On the other side of it over here is actually my grandfather's 91 Cadillac. It's in here for storage. Obviously, I take it out on the weekends, but this car was involved in every family major event from weddings to baptisms to proms. So I keep it stored in here among all these other beauties because I know it'll stay safe. Of course, we've got other things in here. We usually have a Viper in here. The Viper got swapped out for this Ford right now. So we've detailed on this one before. The owners let us use them in all our detailing videos, which is really nice in exchange for the fact that they get nice, clean cars every time they want to come and get them out of storage. So not everything in here is $1 million car, but all of them are worth $1 million sentimentally to their owners. So that's why we keep them in here. They're in a heated, enclosed area where we keep them all safe and under guard and under lock and key. We would have room for more of these in the wintertime. We're going to have more cars coming in here, and we will certainly fill this area up. Much as it annoys the Stoner Car Care guys, I try and use every square inch of this building as best as possible. So if you see any cars in the background that you have any questions about on any of the videos, feel free to ask questions in the comment section down below, and those comments will probably come to me, and I will gladly answer them as best as I can. Also, if you'd like to see a shop tour of the main shop building, make sure you bug the Stoner guys in their comments below because I've been pushing to show you around over there too. That pretty much does it for everything over here in storage. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Thank you very much for watching.